About some stuff I watched. You know, it's not on my loaded up on my TV. I'm not worried about it, but I did watch the see a few episodes of King Ale season 7. I think I'm on like episode 15, something like that. I'm towards the end of season 7. I'll probably like be done by the end of the week or something if my math is correct. But so that's all I really watched on streaming. I've been watching a lot more actual physical movies. Um, I did I did really uh, I did watch Jurassic World, and that review is up on my main channel right now. You can watch that. I don't know why I'm pointing up like I'm gonna put it like a thingy so you can click on the video because I'm not. But it's up on my main channel, Kabam Studios. If you want to see my reviews for the first 4 Jurassic Park movies, Jurassic Park 2 Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, Jurassic World, all that on my main channel. Stay tuned for my review coming this Friday, Saturday, something like that. Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, and then we also got Fallen Kingdom, which I'm going to try to review this week. Hopefully I can get that out, probably tomorrow. So first thing I watched here is the first disc of Magilla Gorilla. I like Hanna-Barbera stuff, and this was just a fun show to watch. It's very dated and not very funny and not very interesting. What's very weird is I don't really remember any of the episodes I watched last night because I was very tired last night. But the episode I watched last night was Magilla gets drafted to war and then sent to space. Is it Magilla or Magilla Gorilla, right? I don't know, but it's such a weird name. But it's like, what the hell? This pet shop owner. So he's trying to get rid of Magilla, and he sells him. He gets this notice in the mail that this gorilla is drafted to war, which is like, he drafted a gorilla to war, and even he says like it's probably a mistake, but it's like, what? And then he gets drafted into war, and then somehow he ends up in space. I'm like, I sound like a crazy person to explain this, but it's really weird. This is just kind of par for the course with Hanna-Barbera stuff. It's really freaking weird, dated, bad, crappy animation with some weird, stupid stories. But this was the best TV animation was in the day, so like kids loved it, I guess. But like, was it good? No, it was not. And then I watched Rise of the TMNT. First of all, I like this slipcover, but seriously, why would you put brand new series at the top? Right? Because in a few years, this is not going to be a brand new series, and you have that listed at the top. And so let's say I have this DVD for next 50 years, and I'm like an old grandpa, and he pulls this, my grandson pulls this out of a shed somewhere, and he's like, oh, why is this? Hey, this is a brand new show. I didn't hear about this. And he's like, oh, it was a brand new show back in my day in 2020. Now, in the year 2075, it's out of date. Do you guys still have your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? And all the turtles on the planet will have gone extinct, so it'll become like Teenage Mutant Ninja Rats or something like that. No, I don't know. But it's like it's still looks like, why is this here? I don't like that. Maybe that's just me, but it's not on this side, so I would prefer to. I actually like the art on this. I mean, it's basic art, but there's the back. I know I didn't unbox it, so I'm just kind of showing it off now. I watched the first DVD. This is the second one, which for some reason my copy showed up cracked. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, it's cracked, unfortunately. But this one didn't come with the slipcover, which is kind of unfortunate. But, I like the art in this one a lot better. It's just kind of cool art. And I'm gonna watch this probably tonight. There's only like what one. There's about 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes on this disc. This one had 4. So it's like 8 episodes per DVD. This one's 8. This one's 6. So, you know, so basically we have to get like 14 more episodes or something like that on a disc, or no, like 12 more episodes. So like 2 more DVDs and we'll have all of season 1 pretty much on DVD, which I hope that they do this because I know they did that with the 2012 series. I wish they called these volume sets because that's what they are, but they don't call them like season 1, volume 1, season 1, volume 2. They call them like Rise of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mania. So if you didn't know that these were meant to be volume sets, you would have no way of knowing, and most people don't know that. And so you feel like, so they kind of look like they're generic compilation DVDs instead of actual like chronological order series things. In fact, this story, I don't know. I'm going on a long tangent about this. Point is, I watched Rise of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the first time. I'd like seen a couple episodes, but not like actually fully sat down and watched them. And they were fantastic. And you know what? I really like the show. I think the animation is really good. It's a little limited, but that's only because like it's some really good animation in the action scenes. So that limited animation really helps out that the action scenes really pop out and be really well detailed and crazy, insanely choreographed. It's really well done stuff. You also get like what's interesting is Raph is the leader in this version, which I don't really get why though. I mean, it fits with this version of the character, but why was that change made? I don't get April's character. I mean, it's not the fact that she's black now, which the one is kind of already weird. And like, I don't have a problem with a character being black, like a well-known character, but it's like, you know, we don't turn black characters who are black into white characters, do we? We don't. So like, it's kind of weird that we're doing that with white characters, and like, yeah, people say it's diversity, but wouldn't it be better diversity if they made their own original character? That, like, let's say this new version of the Ninja Turtles didn't have April O'Neil and they created like a new character for the Turtles. And let's say people came to really like that character, right? Then you could use that character more throughout the series instead of it being a well-known character that's white. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of dumb to me. Like, my problem isn't the race. It's just like, why? Just make your own a character. Do you have to ride off the tails of someone else? I mean, isn't that kind of racist in itself? I don't know. But, I mean, this version of April O'Neil, I can't even really call it April O'Neil because she doesn't act like April, but she's fine. Like, she's a friend to the Turtles, I guess. That's like her only thing that actually makes her Turtles. I really like the weapons in the show. Like, they use very unique weapons throughout the show. Like, these kind of cool energy weapons, which is really awesome. And I like that there's already hints of continuity, even though because when I heard about the show like being a more comedic take like the 80s series, that was kind of what came out initially in the press interviews for the show, and I was like, so we're getting Teen Titans Go, right? They take a show that's an action show and they make it goofy and silly, right? That's not what they're doing. There's still story, there's still action, but it's just kind of like lightened up a bit. It's just a slightly more goofy. So, that's good, and I like that. I really find Leo and Michelangelo too similar to each other. Like, they're almost the same exact character. I mean, not exactly. They have some slight character differences, but not enough to where I'm like... So Mikey will say a line, and then Leo will say a line, and I'm like, why couldn't just Mikey say the line that Leo said? Because what's the point of Leo now? And it's also weird that they're all different turtles. Right? They're all different turtles, which is kind of cool. It makes their designs really unique. You get different types of turtles. But it's also like, we didn't get an origin story, so I have no context to how these different species of turtles became brothers, I guess. So it's a little weird. I guess a lot of this show just has some taking used to get to, but I like this show. I think it's good. I'm excited to watch more. There's no... it just seems like some of the stories are just a little too weird, but for the most part, it's a fun, good show. And if you're a Turtles fan, more people need to give this a chance because a lot of people don't like it. I get if you don't like it, but like, it's a very different take. But don't hate on it just because it's different. If you don't like it because it's different, I get that. But just don't hate on it or act like it's bad because it's different. So I enjoyed that. And then I watched Land Before Time, Journey Through the Mist, which is a very boring movie. I remember nothing about it except there's a girl Littlefoot. That's it. Like, I watched this like 2 hours ago, and I literally remember nothing about it. The Mysterious Island, I just finished watching this one, and I also kind of remember nothing about it, except that, like, they had to leave the Great Valley, and I'm just starting to realize these Land Before... See, all these why I'm not really remembering it is because I've realized all these Land Before Time movies so far, the sequels anyways. I had to keep reiterating the sequels anyways. But they all feel the same because they are all the same. Basically, the adults have a problem. And then our trio gang runs away from the adults, and now the adults are trying to find them while they deal with some other problem far away from the adults. Which is like, that's all these movies. I mean, they have different plots. Like, there's a different sequence of events that kicks the plot into motion. Like, the second one, it was a T-Rex. This third one, there's no water, and then they run off or whatever. You know, there's different things that kick off the plots, but they basically follow the same sequence of events. The adults learn they're wrong. The kids return happily with their families, and they learn some little adventure while some very bad songs play. Repeat, rinse, and repeat. And the fact that there's 14 of these movies, and 13 of them pretty much all do that. From memory, anyways. Maybe they're different. Maybe the next two are different. But tomorrow, I'm going to watch 6 and 7. And, yeah, so how many do I have left? I've watched 5, so 9? 9 more movies in the Land Before Time movies? Oh, gosh. I watched 9 of these things? I got 9 of these things to watch. Jeez Louise. Anyways, I got to be done.